as the impeachment managers provide more and more evidence of Donald Trump's provocations that led to the January 6th insurrection, something came up that we didn't really expect at TYT. A video interview for TYT was used as a piece of evidence. Now, this was an interview that was conducted by Michael Shore on the field. And the point here is to draw attention to the fact that the insurrectionists were motivated by Donald Trump's words. Take a look.
Dozens more tweets and speeches of Donald Trump spreading his lie, but you get the point. His supporters got the point as well. They firmly believe that if he lost, it was because the election was rigged.
Will you accept the result if Joe Biden wins?
No.
Under any circumstance?
No.
Why is that?
Because it's lies and deceit and corruption.
It's important to talk about the substance of that interview and why it was used as evidence in this impeachment trial. But I do want to make a point about Trump supporters and their love for camouflage apparel. Like they all have camo apparel. Like do you have camo apparel, John? Like I feel like it's a rite of passage. Like you have to have it.
I've camped out in the Arctic and I don't have camo apparel. By the way, I love the idea that like, they're like, I want camo apparel, but I also want to rock my Trump thing. So like in my mind, it's just a floating Trump shirt, basically. Like I'll still be able to see that part of you, you know? Anyway.
But look, that interview isn't an isolated case. I mean, watch interviews conducted by any other news organization and you'll notice a very similar theme. This unwillingness to accept the outcome of the general election because of repetitive claims that had not been proven regarding widespread voter fraud. And it's infuriating because it doesn't matter that the Trump campaign lost dozens and dozens of court battles on this because they failed to provide a shred of evidence. These people were indoctrinated into believing that the election was not free, it was not fair, that the election was stolen from Donald Trump, and that all was a buildup to what we experienced on January 6th, which is the case that the impeachment managers are trying to make here.
Yeah, the entire thing is so frustrating. Like literally, like with every passing bit of video, with every additional thing, and they also wove in obviously like affidavits where the investigators talked about things that had been planned and everything. It's this weird feeling where, and this is not unique to this, I think we felt it during the pandemic as well as stuff was coming out. It's like you see this new thing and it's so obvious what's going on and what it should lead to that you feel this sort of like false preemptive victory of, well, surely this will matter. I think that's been sort of one of the common threads the last 4 years. Well, surely this will get through to people. But then also you've had it beaten into you over the past few years that no, in a lot of contexts it won't. Like I don't know. Like if we found there was a security video of somebody answering a call during the attack and it was Donald Trump on the other line telling them where to go, would Hawley then be like, damn, now I have to vote to convict? Like it really just does feel so utterly pointless to be trying to demonstrate to people where America has gone to, that it's not gonna just go away. Those people are still out there. The belief that no election will ever legitimately go against your interests. And that's not unique to the Trumpers, but they thoroughly believe it. They will never have to live through an election where their preferred candidate legitimately loses. This is scary stuff, but it's so hard to actually get people to understand that. And it's complex, there's a lot of stuff that feeds into that, but I don't know, it's a sort of sick feeling.
No, I totally agree with you on that. I mean, I don't really understand, not everyone, but I'm certainly seeing people that I really, really respect and really like on the left minimizing what happened in the Capitol that day. And I don't know if that is fueled by a fear that if you take it seriously, then it will provide an opportunity for the federal government to beef up the security state and the surveillance state. I mean, but there is a way to accurately talk about what happened that day and talk about the severity of that situation without calling for more of a war on terror like response to it. I don't want that. Yeah. But I do think it's important to understand what type of precedent this sets if you minimize it and treat it as if it's no big deal. Because it is a big deal. It's absolutely a big deal. You want to live in a country where your democratic process is respected, where people feel safe participating in our democratic process, and where a person in a position of power like the president of the United States will be punished, will serve the consequences of inciting violence, inciting an insurrection. It just blows my mind when people minimize what happened. But there's just an abundance of evidence. I'm really proud of TYT and the coverage that we've done over the years, not just on the Trump campaign, but everything that we've done that's kind of helped to provide some evidence of what's really happening in this country, and to see that piece of evidence provided during this impeachment trial, I think is important, because that short interview, that short snippet that was shown, really gives you a sense of how powerful the indoctrination by the right wing has been. It's not just about Trump's words. Trump's words are important, right? The fish rots from the head down, but it's also like the right wing media echo chamber, right? You keep seeing it over and over and over again, where they just absolutely refuse to tell their own audience the reality of the situation, the reality of the outcome of the election, the reality of the court cases that the Trump campaign lost, dozens and dozens of them, because they failed to provide a single shred of evidence pertaining to widespread voter fraud. All of that led to the thought process that woman had during her interview with Michael Schor.
Yeah. And as someone noted in the chat, it's great to see that now, because this is this historic impeachment, that Michael Schor will go down in history, or at least his right arm will. But that's awesome, because he's done, like they showed that one clip, he's done so much great on the ground reporting for us and for other groups. Also, I would have loved to have seen some of Emma's epic interviews at these rallies show up there. I mean, how much time did she spend exposing herself to the undiluted insanity of those people over the course of years? I feel like they could have gone for a lot more of that type of footage if they really wanted to sketch out what he had led those people to believe.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.